Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Troy Gunawardene, and I am the Operations Manager of the Robotics team at John B. Stevens High School. I'm here with my colleague, Olivia Dutta, to discuss innovation and entrepreneurship in high school STEM. So many STEM opportunities are composed of the following three characteristics. There's an opportunity for innovation that can be taking on a challenge or solving a problem. There's opportunities for entrepreneurship, which involve tackling real-world situations, networking with professionals, and being a leader. And ultimately, many journeys will encounter failure. What's important is to understand how to face that failure and how to continue to be an innovator and entrepreneur despite that failure. It's especially important that students understand how to process failure early on in their professional careers rather than later on when it's too late. By engaging in these high school STEM opportunities, they encounter this opportunity to fail early, and they understand how to prepare for it, how to expect it, and how to move on from it. Next, we will be discussing FIRST Robotics, which is the program in which our team competes. We believe that the FIRST Robotics program very much closely encapsulates these three criteria. Our team participates in the FIRST Robotics competition, which is an annual international robotics competition in which thousands of teams worldwide compete to build the best robot they can for the current year's games within a 6-week build period. In the FIRST Robotics competition, STEM meets entrepreneurship head-on. Teams are expected to acquire their own sources of funding, which means students need to reach out to small businesses nearby, as well as large multinational corporations in order to acquire sufficient funds. They are also expected to often engage themselves in community involvement, which involves reaching out to local heads of government or other types of leaders, and is a great professional experience in order to build up that knowledge of how to achieve things in the professional world. And finally, team bonding is another core aspect of FIRST Robotics. When you spend a lot of time with other like-minded students, you form friendships that can last beyond high school and can really be valuable for any other extracurricular endeavors. Next, I'll be passing the mic to my colleague Olivia to discuss one project that our robotics team worked on 2 years ago that we believe very closely follows these three criteria.
So, visualize. What is visualize? Visualize is an AI-powered hat for the visually impaired. Through supervised and unsupervised machine learning, it can give you audible navigation directions for those who can't see. For example, let's say there's a water bottle in front of you, and you want to get there, but you don't know, you can't see, right? If you put that hat on, it'll tell you, it'll specify what is that. Then it'll say, go 3 steps to the front, 3 steps to the right, something like that. Experts have told us that this is an affordable and effective product, and it is cheaper than those products that you see online. However, it is reliable, and it's made by students, hardworking students that have put their time and effort for this. Visualize was a global semi-finalist project for the first Global Innovation Challenge, competing against thousands of other teams that have created their own products. Innovation. So visualize. During the time period, it was pandemic, and the original first competition was canceled because of this. And we know that during this time, many opportunities were not given, many opportunities were taken away. But our team had found an innovative way to create something to help solve a real world issue. Entrepreneurship. It's true. Visualize is the product that we see right now. But what led up to that? What did the people, the team, what did they do to get to that? They did consult experts such as eye doctors and actual experts from the National Federation for the Blind, and they asked them for feedback. They asked them how they could improve on their product. Visualize, we did work on patenting it, but ultimately it wasn't possible. But we did learn something important. We learned the value of teamwork and working with each other. We learned many effective skills on product creation and how we could possibly patent that, although it didn't happen.
Next, I'll be discussing GradeScout, which is another project that I believe closely encapsulates these three ideas. So GradeScout was not directly a project of the robotics team. However, it was created by myself as well as the 2 current presidents of our robotics team. It was essentially a web and mobile app that was an alternative parent portal interface that provided new novel features oriented towards students that helped them better understand and comprehend the data that was being shown to them. This acquired over 37,000 users within the past year across the state of New Jersey, but we did encounter difficulties in Edison. After about a month from its launch, it was experiencing exponential growth, but the district would believe that it was impossible to guarantee that we were handling the data securely, which is a reasonable conclusion from a school district that values their students' data. So next I'll get into how these three values tie into GradeScout. So innovation is clear here. We took something that seemed antiquated, seemed inconvenient for many people, we put our own spin on it, and we ended up with a completely different product. Entrepreneurship ran all throughout that process. Myself as a co-founder, I was actively managing a large team of talented people, which is a situation you find yourself in very often in the professional world. I had to oversee the marketing efforts, the development efforts, and even the community management efforts. And additionally, along this process, we met many amazing people to really fuel their journey. And that leads into facing failure. So it did get blocked, but we didn't lie down and give up. The first thing we did was I actually spoke at a Board of Education meeting, and I became acquainted with many of the Board of Education representatives and even the superintendent. As you can see in the picture at the top, that's me and our other two co-founders posing with Dr. Edward Aldarelli, who is the superintendent, and Representative Jerry Shi. And this picture was actually taken by Board President Shannon Peng. And so what we got out of this was a very close connection with important heads of government or local leaders who were able to help us with our future endeavors. We even were able to network with university professors and members of state organizations who helped us put together an event called HackJPS later on. HackJPS was a hackathon that was held with the support of our school district, and we were able to acquire judges from from large STEM organizations, as well as workshops held by universities. So in the words of Dr. Aldarelli, who was speaking to me at that Board of Education meeting, disruption is the mother of innovation. And I believe GradeScout, even though it may still not be unblocked in our own school district, it really shows how one opportunity can lead to another, even if there's failures along the way.
Okay, now breaking barriers. Priya Abiram, who is she? She graduated from John P. Stevens from Team 2554 Robotics, and now she's in Cornell University. She's on the rocketry team as a recovery and payload engineer. She's an aspiring astronaut, mechanical aerospace engineering, a NASA candidate, and during her high school years, she won the Youth Congregational Award Gold Medal, which is the highest congregational award you can get as a civilian youth. So, during Visualize, she was an avid member of the team who helped work to create this hat. And what I'm trying to showcase here is women. All of you that are sitting here that are women, raise your hand. Okay, so you see the guys around, right? You see how much there is a difference, right? But what I'm trying to say is don't be discouraged wherever you are, especially in STEM right now. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, as women, take your stand, because this is a male-dominated STEM, right? Currently, you can see what's happening, but recent changes are being shown that women have taken the initiative to be part of more STEM activities, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So if you ever feel out of place, ever displaced, or discouraged that you don't belong there, because you're a girl for that reason, don't feel like that. Stay strong, stand strong. Whatever skills you've learned along the way, you should feel proud of yourself as a woman, and you should take that to propel yourself for a great career, just like her. She's an aspiring member for STEM in women's society. Now, there's two things. There's entrepreneurship and there's innovativeness. All of you that are sitting here have put hard work into research that you want to showcase, right? So stand up for that. And entrepreneurship. All of you here today are going to pitch your ideas and connect with your professors in the field of your choosing. So for that reason, if you ever feel like maybe you were messing up or something like that during your presentation, just know your why. Why did you start the research? What is it that you wanted to accomplish? With that why, if you have that steadfast goal, that will never stop you. You can break your limits. So as researchers, as the young future, you should be proud of what you've done and use that to succeed in your career.
This iceberg is on the screen because it represents your capabilities. What you perceive yourself as being able to do is at the top. But when you really learn to understand how to take every single opportunity that falls into your hands, and even the ones that don't fall into your hands by reaching out and grabbing them for yourself and taking full advantage of that, that's when you really unlock the full size of this iceberg. You really unlock what you're not able to see right now, and you're able to do things that you may never conceive you're able to do right now. Thank you for your attention. I hope you all got something out of our presentation, and best of luck for your research projects. Yeah, in the back.
So you're saying how you got in contact with a lot of professors and getting the entrepreneurship, but how did you get in contact with them?
So I think you may be talking about GradeScout, for example. So when I was very involved with that process, in the very beginning, we were actually wondering, like when GradeScout was in its prototyping stages, we were looking around to see what kind of competitions there are that we might be able to put our project in. And we found this one called the NJ STEAM competition, and we reached out to the organizers of that because we realized the deadline to register was actually quite soon. And something we didn't realize was that we actually needed to have the support of our school district to do that. So we reached out to our principal, who ultimately declined us. So again, facing failure. And we reached out to them saying, unfortunately, we were very interested, but sorry, despite your best help, we were not able to participate. And the lady in charge of that competition actually replied to us saying, you know what, I think your project is so good that even though you guys can't participate, I want to help you guys pursue this goal of yours. And she put us in touch with like IP lawyers as well as Rutgers faculty, and she really was beneficial for a lot of other future projects that we did, especially for Hack JPS. She herself was a judge, and she helped us get in touch with the Rutgers faculty to organize a workshop held by the Computer Science Club over there. So yeah, it's really all about just taking what you have and pushing it to the fullest. When you have one lead, keep going down that direction until you're able to accomplish even more.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you still in the process of getting GradeScout?
Yes, yes, we are still working on that. For some of you I know are GradeScout users actually. Actually, raise your hand if you've used GradeScout. Oh wow! I wasn't actually expecting that, but I know it is very popular in some other school districts as well. So we are, yes, still working on getting that unlocked. Version 2.0 is in the works. A lot of us are seniors, so we just finished the college applications process. So yeah. One last question, maybe? Anyone? Yeah.
How did you get the grade data in the first place?
So you're the principal, if I'm correct, right? So good question. So it doesn't integrate directly with Genesis. It's actually a scraper system built on top of it. So the credentials are routed to Genesis through GradeScout, and GradeScout reads the data off of that and displays it in a new format. It also integrates our features that we implement on top of that based on the data that we're able to scrape. So yeah, that's a little bit more of a technical answer, but thank you for that question. Yeah. I believe that's it. All right, thank you guys for your attention once again.